I'm usually not one to say this guy should be fired and call for people's heads, but it is time to move on from Scott Frost in Lincoln. Before I react to Georgia Southern and Nebraska, hit subscribe, ring the bell to stay notified for any time there's an upload. This is a Big Ten channel. If you love the B1G, this right here is the place to be. Well, there's not a ton to say, but you know I have a lot to say about this Georgia Southern game. Georgia Southern threw it all over them. Nebraska couldn't stop a nosebleed. Okay, I'm not focused necessarily on Georgia Southern, even though that is the big topic in this video. I'm focused of where Nebraska is going. This might be the worst three-game stretch I've seen under Scott Frost. Okay, allowing an average at best North Dakota team, average on the FCS level at best North Dakota team to hang around for as long as you did in that game. And then you look at the Northwestern game where they ran all over you at the end of the first half. And of course, this game, the defense has regressed. I have no doubt in my mind, which is crazy because they brought in some good talent. But this is a defense that has progressively gotten worse, and this is a football team and a program that has progressively gotten softer. Okay, Big Ten West contenders are built from the inside. You look at Minnesota and their running game and their offensive line last year and this year. You look at historically your Iowas and your Wisconsin, teams that are tough inside with good defense. Nebraska is neither one of those. They gave it a good job. They gave it a good try. Scott Frost, I still believe this. At that time, Scott Frost was the best candidate for the University of Nebraska. I really believe that. And if I go back in time, I'm probably still making the same hire. But there is no more evidence that you need to make a Scott Frost decision. The only thing that may hold Nebraska back at this point is the buyout that goes from $15 million to $7.5 million after October 1st. And I say screw it. Spend the money, because the longer you keep Scott Frost in Lincoln, Nebraska, the worse it's going to get. The more stink that's going to be on your program with recruiting. Okay, because the worse this team performs with Scott still at the helm, it's going to hold your program back from the future. You got to start looking at guys like Dave Aranda, at Mark Stoop, at Lance Leopold, other candidates out there that could improve Nebraska. And this is a team that needs to flip, and they need to be tough. If you want to talk about one attribute that the next head coach of the University of Nebraska should have, it should be toughness. I've said it on Twitter before. If Nebraska fires Scott Frost, which now they definitely should, back that damn Brinks truck up to the house of Dave Aranda. I firmly believe that. But this is a team that brought in a lot of skill players this season. They thought that would be the recipe to get them to that next level. It wasn't, it isn't, it never will be. And I feel really bad for the Thompsons, the Grants, the Palmers of the world, because these guys like a Whipple or a Mickey Joseph, all these guys that came in this season, they might not be around for next season. I think Scott Frost has shown his true colors early in this season. Comments and press conferences about creativity, the what appears to be clash with Mark Whipple. It appears to me that Scott Frost has not handled the demotion in terms of play calling, the pay cuts, all that things the best. He is not the leader for the University of Nebraska. And the sooner they move on, the better things will be at the University of Nebraska. It's really disappointing because I thought Scott Frost, I'm like, man, he's really close. He almost beat Michigan. He almost beat Oklahoma. He almost beat these teams. They just need to beef up some places. And they'll be better. I really believe that. But man, these 3 games where you should have just wiped the floor. Talent-wise, you should have wiped the floor with North Dakota and Georgia Southern. and you didn't. You got beaten one of them, and it was looking dicey there in the other one last week. It's unfortunate, and I hate coming and doing videos saying this guy should be fired or that guy should be fired, because this is families, this is livelihoods, it's all on the line right here, right now, and it sucks and I hate it, but this is the right direction for the Cornhusker football program in the future. They've gotten soft over time. This is not a tough team where you need to be tough with the Iowas, the Wisconsins, and the Minnesotas, those tough teams that are built from the inside in the Big Ten West. I want to hear what you think. Do you agree? Do you think it's time for Scott to go? There's nothing left to prove, right? There's nothing left on the table that really can be earned. And you really think right now, with that Big Ten schedule coming up, you really think that this Nebraska team can beat Purdue, Michigan, Minnesota, Iowa? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse and hurt recruiting in the future of the program more and more and more, as long as he is the head coach of this program. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Big Ten Ted. I am Big Ten Ted, and we will see you in the next one.